step, it would be better if we go ahead with triggers.
Yeah. So basically, let's start with this. So let me give you all like 8 minutes and like till 11, 10 or 12, and just write the basics like what you will do and all. Some code snippet, and then we will see that what the logic you have built. Okay, let's like do like that. So that everyone is able to get a chance to do it.
But if
So
is everyone comfortable like or like writing trigger, like how, or should we just go overview like on the basics? I know Aarti has
Yeah.
explained, and how about the others?
Yeah, I'm not comfortable. This is the I'm new for trigger.
Mm-hmm.
like completely new. Do you know about the content, trigger context variables and anything?
I just started reading a few Apex and Trigger last 2 weeks, so I have some little basic knowledge, but not too
Cool, cool.
much.
Okay, cool. So
Pri-
again, we will do like this.
How about
You show
Priyanka and
that.
Rina?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know I have an idea, like, how to start creating it and what events goes under it.
Mm-hmm.
But writing the logic, I'm not comfortable because I'm not good at Apex.
That's fine. So again, what we can do is I will tell about the logic, and then you show it in the your
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Sure.
debug also.
Yeah.
So we do like this. And here also you can tell if you can
Rina is
support.
also on the call, right? Is it
Yeah,
Rina? Yeah. Okay.
okay. So basically, the first question is that create related contact when the account is created. So the account, whenever we are able to create the account, what we want is that the contact. Someone's chatting. I think I'm having a lot of disturbance in hearing. Maybe from my side I will reach. Okay. So she's going to rejoin. So now if I go, let me open my org. Okay. So basically, it is saying that whenever we create an account, that time automatically the contact should get created. Related contact basically should get created. So, for example, we have this account, and if you want automatically, if the contact has to get created, the related contact, then what should happen? For example, this contact is there, and it's related, right? So just a second. So this account name should be populated with that account name which is already existing. So that's how it gets related, like here. So that it gets related. So once the question is that once the account is created, then contact also gets created. Related contact should also get created. So first thing what we need to see is that on which object the trigger will be written. So that is the first thing. So basically, on the basis of account, something should happen to contact. It is starting from account. So because it is invoking from account, object will be account. So the logic will be written in account. Then the second thing is that like based on A, do something on B. Like based on account, do something to contact anything. So whenever two objects are involved, that time we use after. Okay, so we got to know its account, we got to know its after. Then there is like after insert, after delete, after update. So which one we have to use? So basically create contact when account is created. So when we are talking about create, then we say after insert. If you are saying that update the contact, then you would have used after update. If you are talking about delete, then you would have said that after delete, like if the delete is there. So like that we can use it like that. So we have these three steps written, and then the logic is that create contact when the account is created. Yeah. So yeah. So like now again, do you want to show it in the developer console from here?
Yeah.
Hello, Gyan?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Yes.
Okay, okay. So you want to show now, so now that we are clear with the object we are using, and based on account, do something based on account, do something on contact, that we are clear. That's why we are using after, like based on A, do something to B.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And then we are using the after insert. So why we are using after insert? Because we are doing on create. So now that we are clear on these three parts, this is the first three things which we have to decide. Then we start writing trigger. So Gyan, do you want to show that trigger?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Go ahead.
So should I write like from the like?
No, no, you can explain. That's fine.
So here we have two objects, account and contact. So what we are doing, whenever we are creating any account, we want contact to be created. When account is created, next is please create respective contact. So this is what it is. There are two objects we have, account on contact. So can someone answer like on which object I should write? Like here there is already, so
Now, Gyan, one more thing. Can you correct the sentence?
what is that?
Please correct. Please create respective contact and contact.
Contact and Achha, okay. Here on it. So can someone please tell me, like we have account and contact, and my request is like for writing a trigger, whenever account is created, please create respective contact.
So, because the triggering point is when an account gets created, we have to create the triggering object will also be account. Because on creation of a new account, then a respective contact has to be created. So, on creation of an account, creating an account should be a triggering point. That's
How
why
about
the trigger is.
others? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with Aarti. That is what my imagination is as well. So, as the triggering point is account, because whenever an action is done on an account, then only the contact should be created. So, we need to write trigger on account.
Yes. So the first step
And
should
then
be to choose the object, and on which we are executing or invoking, that will be the object. So because we are invoking, like on the basis of account, something should happen to some other object, that is contact. So that's why, because we have to find the triggering point, the invoking point, the starting point. Here the starting point is account. If something is happening to account, then do something to contact. So that is the first thing you have to think on which object it has to be.
and when as Smriti said, whenever there are two objects what we are using in a trigger, we always go for the after events. So here account and contact are two objects on which we are working. So we go for the after event triggers. So we have only two events, right? Before and after. So we go
Yeah.
for after event triggers.
To my understanding, first, before adding a trigger, we should fix on 3 points. One is which object, second is which DML, third is which event.
Okay.
Correct.
So which object here is accounts in our question, and then
Which
second one
DML,
is
insert.
which event.
Which DML, which event also, yeah. Which event after.
After we are going.
Yeah.
Rina, Jay, can you tell me why are we going after?
Because whenever we need to create the account, the contact should be created. So that's why after create the account, we have to go for the contact.
So this is an example, but why, if they ask in an interview that why you use after, like in this scenario or any scenario, so what is the logic behind it?
Yeah, so the logic is the The trigger should create when only whenever the account is created. So that's why we have to go for the after. After account create only we have to create the contact.
So whenever there are two objects involved in a trigger, we go for after.
Oh yeah,
Any two.
you
Forget
need to
about the
object.
scenario. Forget about the scenario.
Okay.
Like what it is asking to create on basis of what? Because there are two objects, right? We have
Okay.
to work on in the trigger. Use it, two objects. So we go for the after event.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
So in the same case, when it is involving only one object, we have to go for the before event.
Right. And depends on scenario. Yes. Yes, mostly yes. For one object, we go for before, and then so the next thing is I'll start. Do you have any points, Aarti, to add? You were saying
Third is the DML she was saying, step 3.
okay. So DML is
So, Reena, can you tell me that which DML we are using?
When account is created, please create. We are inserting a contact.
So, so can you tell me like DML operations? Wait, Gyan.
Insert, update, delete, we have undelete, before insert, before update. There is one more I think I'm missing.
So basically, go ahead.
It's before insert, before
After
before
insert,
update.
before insert, after update, before update, delete,
and delete. After and delete. After and delete.
are those the DMLs like statements like I mean like
these are the things involving before and after are the okay. You're asking me DML operations like insert.
exactly.
Sorry, I got confused.
So basically, you're mixing the DML and the events.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So in this case, what is the DML we will be using out of these ones?
So Jay, Reena, Priyanka. So are we clear here? So DML
Yeah.
operations.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
insert. We'll go with
Yeah.
after insert.
Right. So
Which DML operation we are using in this case?
exactly. Are we inserting? Are we deleting?
Inserting.
Are we updating? Or
Because we are creating the contact, so that's why it will be inserted.
Yes.
Exactly.
Can you delete others? Otherwise, it will be confusing. In the step 3, delete just remove the others.
So for this case, according to this case, we'll be writing in the account because once the account is created, that ID will be used to create a contact. Because always contact is linked to the account. Right?
Okay.
And then the event, it's kind of parent-child relation, kind of, right? When parent is created, then only we can go ahead and create a child. Using the, because will the child can be created first? No, right? We need the
The parent is required for a child.
exactly. We need the parent ID to require to create the child record. So that's what it is.
Okay, now can start with the logic.
Okay. So the syntax will be trigger name. So basically, like a good practice is we should write trigger name. What we are doing here, account. Contacts or CONT. We can write accounts with contact on. So next will be our object trigger. This will be trigger name on. This will be the object on which object we are writing the trigger. So which event are we using here? After. So write after, and then which DML operation we are doing? So after that, so the next step we have here, account. So on whichever object we are writing a trigger, so for that there is a context variable to save which account we are inserting, to save that records in a list. Like if we have, let's say, for loop here, and then account a colon.
And wait, and don't write
So
after that.
yes, so here there should be a RT. Just wait. Let's see if others can access, and then I'll give you a chance. There is a context variable. There is something called context variables in trigger, like trigger dot old trigger dot new trigger dot old dot map old new dot new map something. So what context variable we have to use it here?
Trigger.new, because we are inserting new accounts, and trigger.new will hold the new version of the record.
Right.
So basically, trigger.new will be showing, will be having the list of accounts, right?
Yes. So this is like a list which holds the account records whenever we are inserting.
So
And this
one
is
point to remember, which I wanted to put in. So here we are not creating the list, like we are not saying querying the list. Sorry, like we are not saying select ID comma name from account. Why we are not doing is because which object we are talking about, then trigger.new will be having the list for that. Gan, can you explain this better?
Mhm. So basically here now we are adding an account, new account. So we need, on account creation we are creating respective contact as well. But however, we need a place to save the contact. Here in this variable, a variable, we are saving all the account records. So till now we do not have any place to save the contact. From this list we are bringing this list, we are using trigger.new list, we are using to bring all the account we are creating, and we are saving it into this variable a. It's a list variable of type account. So similarly, like as we see here, the trigger is written on object account. So for say if you would like to save the account records, like because the trigger is written on the same object that like account, then we can go for trigger.new. However, there is a contact, even we would like to save these contacts as well, right? Whenever we add, so for this we need to create a separate list which is of type contact.
So
So
basically, in short, when we are saying when on which object we are writing trigger, for that trigger.new will be holding the list. But if we want to get list of contacts, so for that we have to query. Am I clear on this? Like what is trigger.new? Because this is very important.
Yes, Smriti.
Yes,
I
Smriti.
think now I have a clear picture. I was like, my imagination was wrong in between, but now it's very clear.
So if I say that query list of accounts, so you will use trigger.new. But I say that okay, we have to get list of contacts. So then you have to do the query and dot, because trigger.new will be holding the object but not any other object on which we are not writing trigger.
Okay.
Got it right?
So
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
basically,
Please ask.
like let's say, just not to confuse, but let's say now we are writing this trigger on a contact object, then we only have to use trigger.new for that contact object, and we need to query the account list, right?
So
yes,
suppose we are writing on the contact object. Now,
Uh-huh.
for example, there is a scenario that we have to bring list of contacts. So
Contacts.
trigger.new in that case, because it is on contact object, it will trigger.new will be holding list of contacts.
Contacts.
And now if you want to get accounts, you have to query because
Query.
it is on contact object.
Okay.
Got it
Okay.
right?
Yeah, it's very clear. Thank you, Smriti.
Cool.
okay. So as we have in account, for account saving this, and then the list, I've created a list so that whichever contacts will be created, we need to add in our list with respect to the account. So and then we have to insert this list, because we need to insert, right? When account is created, create a list. So the next thing here, so to create a records of contact, first we need to create an object so that we can save the record. So here contact, you can give C to new contact. So what we have done here, we have created an object variable C where we will be adding our data and then adding this object to the list, this contact list. So the next will be C dot this ID will be our account
Wait,
ID.
wait, yeah, you should ask once that why we are doing this or what we should do, why we are linking.
So why we need like we are assigning contact ID, like we are assigning with respect to with account ID here, like why are we doing that? Why are we linking it?
Because whenever we need to create the account, we have to connect with the create the contact. So that's why we are connecting.
One second, one second. No, Gyan. You said that whenever we create account, we have to link it with contact.
We have to create the contact
No.
whenever.
Mm-hmm.
So
No.
that's why we are connecting.
No. So it's not like that. So whenever we have to create account, we don't need to necessarily create the contact. Whenever we want to create contact, we don't need to necessarily create the account as well. So basically, what is the question is that based on account, once an account is created, we have to create the contact. So basically, what we are doing is that we are iterating over the account which is already created, and then we want to link the new contact with that particular account. So how we link contact to account? By the help of the ID. Again, do you want to show the UI or something?
Oh, okay. Yeah, got it.
Can we also say that, Smriti, because contact is a kind of a related, it comes under a related list of an account related to account?
Yeah, definitely only related. If there are related, then only we can do this.
Yeah.
Can you open 1 second account record once? So guys, I want to ask, what is the relationship between account and contact?
Master detail.
It is a lookup relationship. It acts like a master detail.
Okay.
It's very important. It comes in interview questions. So
Yeah.
Okay.
what does it mean?
Whenever the yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So whenever if in the master detail relationship, whenever a master is deleted, the child also gets deleted. It is
Correct.
a delete, and yeah.
But though the relationship is lookup, when an account gets deleted, automatically the contact will also get deleted. All the latest contact.
Correct.
And one more thing, even the opportunity and account, even though they don't have a master detail, they just opportunity has a lookup relationship with account. But still you can create a roll-up summary field in account object. If you want to make a roll-up summary field of a particular field in opportunity, you can do that in account. Though the relationship is lookup, you can still make a roll-up summary field in account object. Oh, sorry, roll-up summary field in which object? Yeah, account, right? Master side, we make a roll-up summary field, right? Yeah, correct. Yeah. There also the relationship is not. This is something special with standard objects. Opportunity account, contact account. Go ahead, Gyan.
Okay, sure.
So if you see here, Gyan, you yeah. So can you go to the contact? So now once the account is created, we have to link the contact to the account. How we link? Open any contact. So how we link? We link it based on the ID. So see, account name. So account name, by this we are able to link. Just populate it. Yeah. So basically, when we are able to link, So for once the account when once the account is created, contact has to be created. So we are wanting to link both of them, and because of that, we are trying to use the ID, because on the backend side, the name is saved as an ID. So like that we are doing it. So go back to the code, Gyan. So is it clear now?
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
So the next will be what are the
Mandatory
required,
fields.
yes, required fields we have in the contact. So what are those?
I think it's contact dot first name, and then serial first name equal to a dot name you can write it, and I think it's then phone. So whatever the mandatory fields are there, you need to populate it right the same way you are creating it. So let me check.
I think there
Yeah,
is
it's
last
not
name is
first name,
mandatory.
it's last name. Sorry, yeah,
Exactly.
correct.
Right. And then phone. So now what we have done, we have created a object. We have given the link the account ID to the contact ID. We have like giving the name, the phone number from the account, and we are creating a contact. Now what we need to do, we need to add this to the list. So here, if you guys see, I have defined a list of what's the data type as object, which is a contact. So here in this list we have to add this contact, right? So dot, so list dot add, that's the list dot add. List name is CNT, or the naming convention, if we go, we can write list at the end, so that whenever we use next time this word, we know that it's a list type. Dot add, and the element or the contact what we are adding here is, what is that? What we are adding here, if anyone can help me, what we are adding here?
C.
We're adding C, right?
Yes.
So
Because
yeah, yeah. So Ria or anyone else, can they explain like line number 20 what exactly we are doing?
Can I explain?
Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so as we have a contact list, and as we are creating the contact, when we created an object, and we are also mapping the kind of data, so we need to insert that data into the contact list. We need to add it. So for that reason, we are taking contact list. It is the name of the list, and when you say add, that's when you add the data into the list, and the element is C, because the variable is C, and we are storing all the ID, last name, and the phone number in the variable C.
Correct, correct. So now we have added everything in the list. Go ahead, Jan.
yes, and then what we need to do, we need to insert this list, right? Once we have added, so once we have added this, we need to insert contact. Yes, that's all. Just let me make sure. Yeah, and then just save
Want to
this.
insert C. Jan, want to insert C.
What it
We
would
are
be?
inserting the list.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah, so
So
because it might be
basically,
more than one contact, right? Sometimes. So that's where like we, or like whenever we are doing we are creating a contact, we are saving it in the list, and then we will be inserting that list, those
correct,
all the
correct.
contacts.
Correct. Very good. So basically, that's what they are doing. They are just iterating over the account. They are adding, connecting it to the account based on the ID. and then they are adding to that already existing the list they have created in the contact, and then they are inserting the list. One thing to note that they have put insert cnt list outside the for
For
loop.
loop
Yeah.
to avoid the DML error. So if we put
Okay.
it inside, what will happen? Like if I put this inside the for loop. Oh,
Your
sorry.
screen got bigger.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not sure why. Oh my
Just copy it and try to open.
Just a minute. Let me log in and open it. The tables.
You copied the code, right?
Yeah.
So now like for with the first trigger, is it like more clear to you all?
Yes, Smriti.
Is
Yes,
everyone there on the call, or
yes.
are you guys sleeping?
Luckily, I'm from PST time zone. I think I can wake up until like more 3 4 hours. For you guys, it's too late.
You can do right click. Right click. No, no, just do right click. You can open in there itself.
Like browser, you mean?
No, no, just there only in the setup developer console. Just do right click for that. Okay. So now it is done. Just remove those steps or comment it out so that we can like firstly let it run. Then we can check what is happening.
Right.
And just put debug after line number 15 for trigger.new.
Sure. So I'm just doing multiple line comments here. This is how. Okay, okay. Okay. So, oh, this is, I need to give it type, correct data type to that variable, because we will be saying all the account type here. So it needs to be account.
Yeah, correct. And line number 21, just remove it and put it after for.
Yes. Yeah. So the question I had was, if I put this insertion, the DML operation, what we are doing, inserting a contact after creating a account, if we have it in the for loop, it will give us error once we have more than 150 records, like 150 DML. So better to avoid this and then write it after the for loop to avoid the DML error. This
Can do
is
you mind repeating it? Like what is the
uh
150 DML?
sure. So like this is like if we have more records, like if we are doing more records, what will happen? So whenever there are like more than 150, if we have 150, like if this for loop is repeated more than 150 times, so this operation is done like more than 150, repeated more than 150 times, right? Insertion operation. So the when it goes to 151 insertion, it will throw an error because that's the governor limit. So governor limits are some limitations from Salesforce while we are writing, while we are using the platform, like because of multi-tenant architecture. So Jayanti, did you get the point? She on the call? Jayanti? Jay?
Sorry, I muted.
Oh,
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I know about the governor limit and I got your point.
okay. So that's why we have to write it after for loop, so that it doesn't repeat every time the for loop runs, right? For each account. So if we are adding more than 150 accounts, so we will
Yeah,
be
yeah.
adding at once in the list. We'll be adding all the context related to those accounts and we'll be adding it once.
And can you add like a debug statement after trigger.new, and we will just put the debug statement and try to create an account, and then we will try to use one more example so that we are more clear.
So as I said, this will be the list. Trigger.new list. If anyone has any questions, please go ahead and you can ask any questions. That's fine.
So we have decided to stick to our triggers till we all don't answer all the answers correctly, like in interviews.
If you guys don't have any questions, like whoever doesn't answer, I'll make them share the screen and then write the next trigger.
Okay,
We'll
that's good.
give
That is good.
we'll give similar scenario.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ajay, go
I
ahead and create account. Yes, sorry.
Okay, I have one small question. So the system.debug is the purpose for. Can you explain why
Mm-hmm.
we are how to write that?
So basically, when we want to generate log, so for that we write system.debug. Like that is what is happening behind the scene. So for instance,
No,
right
no,
now
no,
here,
not for debug log. Just like if you would like to catch any errors, we write for the printing in the debug logs. That's it.
yeah, like yeah, correct. So whatever we want to print, whatever we want to see, like what is happening. So again, if you want to create the account, then we can see that what is coming in the debug. So she will be more clear.
Okay, okay, sure.
Okay, so then why we have to write like a trigger.new list plus trigger.new?
This is
So
just you
what?
can give any name to understand for yourself. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay, okay.
but this is like what we are printing a value. We want to see at this point, at the 16th point, what is the value of trigger.new.
Okay, okay, okay. Got it.
Sorry, go ahead,
So,
Smriti.
So yeah, on the same note, for example, we are writing some code, and we don't know that what is the meaning of it, right? So to know the meaning of it, to printing what is happening, we write system.debug. They don't actually do some execution; they just print what is happening. So we just wrote in the line 15 that trigger.new, right? Iterating over it. So now if we want to print like what we are doing, so we can simply just it will show what is happening. So now we will create an account and you will see that something will come in trigger.new. So that is what the use of system.debug is, to know what is actually happening behind the scene.
okay, okay, got it. So we are just checking like till 15 everything is correct. So whatever the mistake it will throw there, right? Like that.
No, 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 it won't throw the. It will just show the value, what value it holds at that time, at that
Oh,
place.
But
okay.
again, if you execute, then she will be more clear.
Okay, now I'll go ahead and I'll create, select the app. So here,
Thank you again.
this is once we were giving session on flows. This I have created using the flow.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
No, why I laughed because he wrote SMT simplified.
I know.
So next I'll be creating an account. So trigger session, and then this is active for now. Yes, and then that's it, I guess. Looks like, oh, there are few fields which are not required. SLA. Let's see, gold number 123, and then date. Let's see, today's date, and then I guess that's all. So if I save,
Line number
okay,
18.
okay, there is some mistake in that. Here, can you see Smriti once why it is giving a error?
Yeah, even I'm checking. One second.
Yeah.
Can you open that LinkedIn side by side?
Yeah, sure.
Let me share. Open that link. Yeah, this is the one. So see that account ID. It will be
The
that way.
field name
Oh yeah, yeah.
here, field name it should be account ID. Sorry about that. So whatever the field name we have to make sure those are correct.
Now check.
Okay. I'm not sure if
Just click on save. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, okay.
here it is. Okay. Account
Yeah,
is
correct.
created.
Let's see. A contact is getting
This
created.
is my like I've created. I was experimenting something, so this is. It won't be the same like look and feel for the accounts record page. This is just like what I was working on something else. So we can see here the related contact is created right for this account.
Can
The
you open
account
it?
name is trigger session and the contact which got created. I think I need to create in some another because I was working on some other
You can open in classic.
trigger
That's fine.
component. Yeah. Let or let
You can go to accounts and check contacts.
yes trigger session.
See.
So this is a
Now click on
contact.
this.
So you can see here there is a contact created
Yeah.
and the
And
name.
one second. For instance, I want to just check if you wanted to have phone. For example, go. Now we saw that it is coming, right? So if you wanted phone, then what the code we should have added? Can you go to the developer console again?
After an update.
No, no, no. If I wanted to add the okay phone, we have already added. For example, title we wanted to add. So then, what we should have added? Again, contact when while inserting. I wanted to add title as well. So what?
A dot title is equal to a dot title.
So no. Why we are doing a dot title? First of all, what is the meaning of a dot title?
We are mapping accounts
Yeah, mapping. Yeah.
contacts data.
So first of all, it's not necessarily necessary that we have to map. What we have to map is only the ID. Other than that, we don't necessarily have to map.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah. So you can see C dot title, and then again you said A dot title. First of all, if title is not there in account object, then you cannot map with the title, right? First thing. Second thing is that you can even hard code it, or which is not the best practice, but you can say C dot title equal to Mr. instance, and otherwise you can map it with the field which is there in the account.
Okay.
So basically, in 1920, even if you map or you don't map, it doesn't matter. The only field which you have to map is line number 18, that is the IDs.
Okay.
Got it right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we are good. Now, Gyan, can you open the debug log to see what is happening?
Just a minute, I have one question. So here, now, can anyone explain me what will happen with this line?
So your email ID also added.
Yes, but what will happen exactly? Like email ID I have added, yes. How it will come in a contact, or will it there be an account? How is it coming from account, or will account, we are creating account as well, right? On creation of account, are we using this email ID in account, and are we storing that in our contact? How?
You are
Y-
hard coding the email ID value, so it's like
So will
you
it
just
be in the account?
yes.
Are you sure?
no. I think it will only be on the contact.
Yeah, it won't be in the account. It's only in the contact.
Maybe you're only giving it to the
Right.
specific.
And what we are doing on that account creation, we are creating a contact, but every contact which gets created will have the same email ID, right?
Yes.
From there, so that's what I wanted to tell. Because we are not
Okay.
fetching this email ID from contact, we are just creating a contact, and then we are just creating an account, and the next step is contact is getting created. However, when we are giving such values, like if we get a scenario to say, hey, you would like to create all the contacts with the same email ID,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this is one, right? Just have
Okay.
email ID here, and all the contacts which gets created now will have the same email ID.
Okay.
Yes, Smriti, go ahead.
Now, in case we want to populate with the account email ID, then what we will do?
Yes,
Aarti?
We need
JNP.
A dot email.
Correct. So we are good. Now, again, can you just open? I think we are good with this question. Now, do you want to open the debug log and just check that what was there in the debug? Just
Yes.
just open the debug. That's it. Yeah. So, who asked regarding debug log? It, I think second one, or you have to
Yeah.
see.
Hmm. I think these two only, right?
Yeah, it is there. So see, you when you put trigger.new,
No, this
trigger.new.
is the previous one.
Okay, but like that, the log will be coming. We have to figure out that which log is there. So I think that should be good. Gyan, do you want to do the next question? So
Yeah,
that at least we have done the two questions, right?
sure. So the next question we have.
Yeah, I will start with it. Okay. So the second question is prefix first name with a doctor when the new lit is created. Can you just copy the question somewhere, Gyan?
Yeah,
Not here, not here. Or delete there, whatever it is. Just delete it. Yeah. Why are you deleting contact? Prefix lead. Just keep it safe.
just a minute. Give me a minute. I have it here, right? Prefix lead. I'll delete this. We have a question here.
Yeah. So prefix first name with doctor when the new lead is created. So whenever we are creating a new lead, then once we create on insert, whenever we are saving the record, then that point of time, doctor should be appended to it. That is the question. So now we have different steps, right, which we learned. So first step is which object we are talking about in this case. Anyone can answer.
Lead.
Yes. Can you put explain please? Okay. The next question is which event we are talking about.
Before, because it's not including another object. It is only lead.
Okay, yeah, put it as before. And which DML we are talking here?
Update or insert.
Insert
Correct.
only.
Created or updated. So
Okay,
it's
it
both.
is update. Okay, it is correct. Okay.
Okay.
So these are the three steps. That is the first thing you need to do. Now that you are clear, now we will be starting writing the logic. So basically, prefix first name with dr when new lead is created. Can someone just a second, yeah? Can someone just try like what should be the logic here? How we can write it?
First, we have to.
What's the syntax of
No,
writing the trigger? Like the first line,
syntax
like
is later. Syntax is later. What should be the logic? Like what we are doing? Okay, we got to know object event DML, but do we need to get lead to do something to it? We need to have the leads to do something to it, right?
Yes, we need to get the. We will have the leads list in trigger dot
Mm-hmm.
new. Get
Mm-hmm.
the leads list and
Mm-hmm.
update and get the value of the field name field and append
Correct.
dr.
Correct. So now, Gyan, now you start with the syntax.
yeah. Can
Correct.
someone
Arti.
help me? Like how what would be the first line?
Trigger dot name. Trigger.
Trigger trigger dot
Yeah.
name. So we can write prefix uh, lead. Okay.
On object on lead.
Hmm.
After insert or slash up.
Are we using after?
Sorry, before.
Okay. Before.
Insert.
Eh?
Before update.
Okay. Next. Should I take again a list here? Should I declare a list of lead or I don't have to?
Then why you
No,
have to or why you don't have to?
What is that, Smriti?
And I'm saying why, yeah, Aarti, you know the answer. But apart from Aarti, like why we need to use it, like creating list, like do we need it or what? Why we need it?
I mean, like, we don't need a list, but we need to use the context. I mean, the trigger dot new list is
Why?
this one. Yeah, because on whenever you're creating a trigger on a lead, that's when we need to use trigger dot new. But if you're linking it to another object, then we need to call it through the list.
Cool, cool, correct. So
Okay.
Gyan, you can go ahead.
So we don't need list, right?
Yes.
So uh, here, what is
For
that?
lead,
Lead is the
um,
object type, right? Lead.
yeah,
So lead is the object
lead,
type, and then you can give any like variable
uh,
to save your leads.
trigger dot new.
Mhm. And then
So and then they are asking for prefix first name.
mhm.
So we have to do write first name equal to they said prefix first name with the doctor.
Mhm.
So first name equal to doctor plus doctor when new lead is created or updated. So set like
First name,
Again,
right?
first name. Okay, yeah.
Anything else?
Um, I think I think that's it.
I think that
Smriti?
should be it. That should
Yeah.
be it, yeah.
I
Go ahead.
I think why we put for one here, one dot first name. So if we put it here, we
L
have
L L dot first name. Lead.
Oh,
L.
lead first name.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Again,
L
you
E.
have missed L on the right side.
Right hand side.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, we
yes.
have to put right side also. Yeah.
So this is L.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it.
So this like character where we are saving, where we are using that
Do
again.
you want to change it to L lead or some name so that it is no, there is no confusion?
Yes.
That is fine. L is fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can put this also, or you can put L. So
Yeah,
you have to put L on the. Okay.
L E is enough.
Yeah. Just save it.
So let's experiment now. And now this time let's see system debug what we have in the list. Debug new list. So let me go ahead and create a lead. Last name, let's say user, test user, and then DC amplified. And then let's status. That's fine. So let's see now. Let's we
You
need
didn't put
first name
first
actually.
name.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Because we are giving the first name, right? We are adding before the first name, right? Before the lead first name we are adding dr. So here if I don't give the first name, what it will be?
Uh,
Null, right?
Null value. Okay.
So doctor null and trigger user then. So let's give.
Just put GAN.
So let's try now.
Dr. GAN who wants to be.
Okay. Now if we go and see the name, here we can see here dr. We can give space like over there. Gyan trigger user. So this is how we can add for every, if you would like to add something to every field on any object.
Correct.
And then I'll show the debug log now. So here you can see now we are printing. We are printing this list, trigger new list, right? So you can
And
see,
trigger.new will be having the lead list because we are writing trigger on the lead object.
you
So it
can
will
see
be
here the
giving
first
all the
name,
records.
right? The first name what we have provided, Gyan, and the last name trigger user, right? That's what, right? What we have it here at this instance, at this point, the first name what I have provided, can, and the last name trigger user. After dr, if I print this, if I want to see, okay, is it working correctly, debug, and then print this again. So in this debug statement, what it should do, it should print the first name along with dr, right? Is someone on the call?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So
Yeah,
like
correct.
there was a question, right? System.debug when we'll use. Now I would like to debug. I would like to see before adding dr what was the value, and after adding dr, or after whatever we are doing perform, like on this record changes. After that, what's the changed value? Would like to see. Let me add now one more uh, lead to show the difference between those
Again, go
creating
back to the
logs.
go back to the Terraform console once. Yeah, you have just put trigger.new only on line number 14th. You have to put leadware.first name to check what is coming.
No, no, no. We'll get in the list, right? In the list we have that field, right? There we can see dr.
I don't think so.
Let me show you that. So this time let's create. It will be
Okay,
confusing.
because got it.
Yeah. So
Smriti.
Smriti, and then last name, Shil, and then company, SFTC, amplify. So okay, that's it. These are like required fields. This is not counted. Now we can see, like, I'll show the difference. You can see here, Dr. Smriti Sharan, it is done. But at this point, when we were doing the transaction, when we were creating a lead, at this point, what was the value of this list? Before we have added dr, there should be no dr, right? Because still it has to be added. And then after adding dr, what was that list? So now if we go under the logs here in the dev console, if you go to log and then select debug only option to see only system.debug statements. So now you can see the difference here in the first
Correct.
time. Can you guys see Smriti here?
Yes,
Yes, yes,
yes.
yes,
Before
yes.
and
You are right.
after dr Smriti, right? Dr. Smriti. So this is how it is. Like, so system.debug, it will help us to debug our code, like whenever we would like to see any value at what instance, any
Okay.
variable value. So
So
like a
guys,
checkpoint.
mhm. So yeah, so guys, basically, like this is how we have written the two triggers. So if this week objective will be that we will just focus on trigger, so that like we practice at least like 15-20 triggers because this is the most important topic. So that I will ask you, request you also that practice triggers at your place and as many as possible, because if you are able to answer triggers, then they will be like thinking that you know a lot of coding. So that's why 1 week, if we just practice triggers, we should be in a good place. And on next Saturday, Sunday, we can have some kind of uh, like
We can have a test. We
test kind
can,
of thing, which
yeah.
I can take because you all are taking interviews and see that who is doing the best. So just practice triggers for now for the whole week.
Yeah, sure.
Does anyone have any doubts?
Not as of now.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Okay, cool
So
then.
again, then we can end the session.
Yeah. Thank you all then.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gyan and Smriti.
Mhm.
Yeah.